Hey, it's Aubrie Sellers. I'm at the House of Blues in Cleveland tonight playing with the Cadillac 3. I put out my first record last year. It's called New City Blues, and I'll be playing some of those songs from it tonight.
Can you start by talking a little bit about your background? You grew up in a family of musicians, right? And what kind of influence did that have on you?
Yeah, I grew up around music from birth, and so did my dad. My dad grew up traveling with the gospel group because my grandparents sang, and so I think it's kind of our way of life, and everybody in my family does music. So I definitely grew up a road baby and was homeschooled on the road, and my dad played with bluegrass bands when I was younger, Ricky Skaggs and Vince Gill, and so I was just surrounded by it from an early age, and it definitely shaped some of my musical tastes, but I also got some rock and some other things that nobody else in my family listens to that I think really influenced me and my style.
Do you remember exactly when you wrote your first song?
I think, my first real song that I wrote on guitar, I think I was about 14. I got my first guitar, my own guitar, when I was 13. Started playing, and then that's when I started writing, yeah.
Tell me about the songs for this record. How did they start to come together?
About 2012, I started feeling like I maybe wanted to write a record and maybe had some songs inside of me, and so around that time was when I wrote a lot of the songs that ended up being on this record, and so it's been about 5 years now since I did that, and so I'm writing now again. I kind of go through phases, I think,
Okay.
At that time I was writing a lot, and I had started co-writing for the first time, and I guess all of the music growing up and everything I listened to and all of the songs I felt like I had inside of me just started to come out around that time.
I was going to ask, what pushed you in this garage country direction? I mean, it's a very unique sound that you have, I think.
Thank
Yeah.
You. Yeah, like I said, I grew up on traditional country and bluegrass, which I love and really influenced me, and I have a very country voice, and I love country music, but I also listen to a lot of rock, a lot of Led Zeppelin, a lot of CCR, and rock music from that era that's really raw and bluesy, and I feel like I've always been drawn to that sonically, especially production-wise, which I really, really love, and is one of my favorite parts of making music is production, and kind of part of my songwriting. When I'm writing a song, I'm thinking about how I want it to sound, and so I think that all of those things that I listened to over the years just kind of came together and formed this sound.
Do you think that the song, I don't mean this in a bad way, but do you think the songs have a feminist perspective to them?
I think naturally I'm a feminist. I'm a woman, and I play music, and I think that you have to be in a way, I definitely am for female empowerment and hope to inspire other young women to be themselves and not be scared to be bold and do something different. So
I like the Liar song.
Thank you. I write a lot about seeing through people's crap in different forms. There's a song on the record called Magazines that's about the entertainment industry, and there's a song called Paper Doll about people who are seeing through fake girls, all this kind of stuff. So I write about that kind of stuff a lot. I think I tend to sit down and write when I'm feeling something very strongly.
Did you say you started writing for the next record yet, or not?
I've started writing. I'm always kind of writing.
Yeah.
I'm going through a kind of a phase right now where I'm writing a little more and trying to get back into it. And I've been touring for this record for 2 or 3 years now, and I'm ready to start, writing and just start developing. I'm not making a record or anything yet.
Right. Do you imagine that it will sonically sound similar to the record?
Yeah, I think I definitely, that's my style,
Right.
And I hope that it evolves, and it's not going to be exactly the same, but I've always been drawn towards that sound, and I think that's going to continue definitely on the next record.
Okay.